Mr. Smith.
What are you doing?
I'm looking at you.
Do you like what you see?
I do.
What up, y'all? What's good? What's happening? Welcome to the King and Me show. I'm one half of this thing, King.
Hey, y'all. It's me, Michelle. How y'all doing?
And we here at the King and Me show attempt to offer a real outlook on a healthy relationship. Real being relatable,
Entertaining
accountable,
and loving.
We are coming up at the end of season 2. This is the last episode of season 2, as next week we're going to be on break, and then the following week we are going to be in our partnership with U.S. Army WTF Moments / WTF Nation Radio. So nothing's going to change about our approach, what we do, and things like that, but we're just going to have access to a bigger audience, and that makes us excited and happy at the same time. And man, dare I say a little bit nervous? The reach is almost 2 million across all social media platforms. So I think it's going to be dope. And we're excited about the opportunity to bring our show in partnership with them. So you don't have to go over there to check us out. You can still find us at whatever streaming platform that you're going to find us on. But that's our update. And another update. This sexy person's birthday is next week. So on air today is going to be the last time I kiss somebody that's her age. I think you said your age, but I was like, let me not say it on air.
38. I'm currently 38. Lord willing, I will be 39.
This is why I love her. Because you know how some people be like, oh, you shouldn't say your age and all that. No.
Baby, my student said I was 25 today. What? I'm proud of my age.
She's proud of her age, and she's comfortable in her skin, which is something that when her and I first met, I'm like, look, you got to be comfortable about who you are. Because if you're not comfortable about who you are, how can you expect somebody to like come in and, I must use the L word, love on you the way that you desire to be loved, right? So I'm glad that you're comfortable in sharing your age. And that you're okay with you the way that you are. Because I'm okay with you the way
like
you
Aaliyah
are.
said, age ain't nothing but a number.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Throwing down ain't nothing but a thing.
Throwing down ain't nothing but a thing.
The loving I have for you, it'll never change.
All this time I thought they were saying going down ain't nothing but a thing.
I think it's throwing down.
Which I was like, why are young people talking about going down? Going down ain't nothing but a thing. If y'all know the lyrics, let us know.
Hold up. No, get the lyrics, because what?
Let's see. Let's come in here and check to see if we have anybody in the chat.
Throwing down.
Throwing down ain't nothing but, I had them lyrics all kinds of wrong.
It's fine.
We did have some chats here, but I didn't have the chat properly set up. So let's acknowledge who we do have. We have Time in the building. What up, Time? Appreciate you popping in. We got Tarika in the building.
Hey, y'all.
Salute to Tarika. And we got PB, Paul Bennett, which, before we get into our show, let me tell you, Paul Bennett was on The Gray Area on Black Men Unfiltered Network and Sparta HQ Network. And he got real honest about something yesterday that I thought was fantastic for him to be honest about. We talk on our platform all of the time that, like, you don't hear the people that are in those long marriages, those long unions, really talk about like how it takes to get there. If you are in certain areas, you will get your elders and your people that will share not just the good, but hey, here's some of the bad. And I felt like Paul was really honest in how him and his wife got through season 29 together. So if y'all get the opportunity, go check out Sparta HQ Network and or Black Man Unfiltered Network, and check out the show that Paul and the Ghost of Sparta Pete did yesterday. As it was very honest, and I appreciated Paul's honesty about what he had stated about him and how he got through season 29 of his marriage.
All right, I like it. I love it.
All right, so what are we talking about today? Today's live stream is about ownership versus partnership in relationships. Michelle, what do you have to add to this?
So this topic just, it randomly came up, especially as we're looking at how people are talking about being submissive and what being submissive looks like. And some people are like, submission is a man's way of controlling a woman and all that other stuff. We wanted to know, can we get into the nitty gritty of highlighting the difference between someone being submissive and in a partnership versus what other people may define as ownership? So that's kind of where we are with this topic, how we got here.
Okay. There were some notes that I took, and I'm just going to read these notes. Okay. The line between ownership and partnership can get blurry. Ooh. Ownership shows up as control, jealousy, and entitlement, treating your person as they belong to you. Whereas partnership, which is a term that some people are saying you shouldn't look at your significant other and call them a partner. And I think that more applies to if you're saying like a husband and wife. But y'all know our relationship's a little bit different because we're not married.
But why can't you say partner? Like, this is me legitimately not understanding. Like, I know that that's what I've heard, but I don't understand why you can't say partner. Are you two not trying to do life together? Are you two not trying to build together, grow together? Why can't you say partner?
The people that are in opposition to it say that a partnership in a marriage isn't as strong as you having one clear head coach, where you have one person that like gives the direction of the relationship, and then the other person follows, like one clear leader and the other person follows. I'm telling you what those people say.
And I get that. I hear you. But I also think that people don't understand the business definition of a partnership. When people hear partnership, and this is something that I teach my students, when you hear partnership, it doesn't mean two people 50-50. What it means is two or more people who have come together with some type of level of split ownership. A partnership can be two people 99, 1%. A partnership can be three people 33, 33, 34. A partnership can be four people 75%, and the remaining three are split into 25. It doesn't have to be equal. It just means that you're in it together, going the distance, going towards a goal. You're a partner, but it doesn't mean that everyone is given equally. There can be someone who has more of a voice than someone else in a partnership.
Okay. And what you just said, I agree with, because how I look at a partnership, and you let me know if you would tweak anything that you see different. A partnership is about that mutual respect, which is what you said, supporting each other, teamwork, and giving each other space to grow while building together. And I'm big on that. I'm going to tell you why I'm big on that, because...
Why are you big on space?
Because there are things that I'm going to want to do that you just aren't interested in.
You don't know that. Did you ask me if I'm interested?
I maybe have.
What did I say?
I don't.
Because you didn't ask me, don't.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
He's talking about my acting skills. That's what he's talking about.
So, but I think I personally think that space is important, because I'm not going to speak for you. I'm going to speak for me. And then we'll roll into the first point here. I don't know how you look at things, but the way I look at things, some people say like there's the whole two flesh become one thing.
When two become one. I know a song for everything, baby. Go ahead.
Is it necessary to have a strong, happy, healthy relationship? I don't think so. I think that people that get lost in the 2v1, when something occurs that shifts that 2v1 perspective, and let's say that union is no longer a union, you're now lost because you forgot who you were. And I think that you have to have that level of independence of yourself while still acknowledging the union that you have together for your for your own individual sakes and your together identity.
But respectfully, and this is me hoping, assuming, when people say two become one, I don't think they mean that now only one person is there, or one way of doing things. I think they mean that it becomes a unity. So instead of two individual people running two separate, again, looking at it from the business perspective, instead of two individual people having their own sole prop, we're looking at a partnership where it's now one business. Two people may do different things, have different roles within that business, but it's still two people coming together in that one partnership aspect. Maybe I've been teaching too much today, and that's why all I have for you are business references.
No, I mean, the business reference is dope because I think that's universal and that people can understand that. So keep it going if you can.
If I can.
No doubt. Hey, look, our Nightbot's working. We have a little bit of automation going on right now. So, small changes that we're doing over here. Big thanks to our producers for making all of this stuff happen.
My producer's sexy.
My producer's sexy. Want to support the show? Hit the Cash App. Cash $ the King and Me show. First thing, couple of points here. Control versus collaboration. Let's do a simple question.
All right, bet.
If one person makes more money than the other, do they get more say?
I'm going to say that's not an automatic yes. And here's why. Because when two become one, when you put it in that perspective of two people have come together as one in a union, then it's not necessarily one person who's earning more than the other. The household is earning this income. And especially because some men are very pro one pot, then once it's all in one pot, it's not a matter of who's earning more because it's the money that's in the pot. It doesn't matter where it came from. It's all the money in the pot. And then number two, the other reason why I would say that's not an automatic yes is because let's say one person is earning more, but then one person does more of the non-earning things. So for example, one person goes out, earns the mega paycheck, whereas the other person takes care of everything in the home. Should the person who earns the more income have more of a say when the other person is doing like all of the housework or 90% of the housework? No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, so let's give a specific example. You make 100,000, I make 50,000. But I do a lot of the inside house stuff because of whatever reason. I have the house set up a certain way that gives a certain feng shui to what I like. And you want to come in and say something. Are you saying that you don't get to dictate or you don't have a say on this inside stuff because I'm the one that takes care of the inside house?
But those are two different things. So you said a say and dictate. I would say no, I don't have a right to dictate what you do. But I would say I do have a voice. Whose mic?
Whose mic? Is it mine or is it Michelle's? I think I just need to turn as I talk. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Marta. Hey, shoot. But you have to let us know.
You gotta tell us whose mic.
Which mic?
But again, just like we should have a say. That's a part of partnership. It should be we both have a say in the things that are happening that impact us both. And Yeah, because when you do that whole two become one, everything that happens affects you both. Something happens to your health, that impacts me. Something happens to my health, that impacts you. We should both have a say in that. We should run it through one another. So no, I would say no. No, you don't dictate, but yes, you do have a say.
Do you think that in relationships, one person inevitably compromises more than the other?
I don't think it should be that way, no.
How do you think it is, though, observationally?
I think observationally, people, when you look at something from your own point of view, it'll look like you are always compromising more than the other person.
Do you think that it's really a collaboration if one person is indeed compromising more than the other person is?
No, if it really is true, like it's not just your own perspective of that. If it really is true that one person is giving more than the other, it's not truly a collaboration. That's just like that group project where you got four people in the group, but only one person is doing the actual work, but four people are getting the credit for it. That's not fair.
Hmm. Is that what leads? Is that in turn what's happening in modern relationships now and what's causing people to be unhappy? Is that a catalyst? Let me ask it that way.
I think people's misunderstanding of what a partnership and what a relationship should be is what's leading to that. Like, I think people are thinking, oh, well, he's going to pay all the bills, or rephrase, he should pay all the bills. He should do all of that. Um, but they don't understand what collaboration, like, this would really be solved if everyone just took a business 101 course and really understood the different levels of business ownership and what goes into it. Because if you did, then you would know how to like put that on and be like that in a relationship.
Paul Bennett posted up something here that says everyone in partnership should have a say, but who makes the call? This is where I think you have to have something like what we have, which is like a contract where it is written down where you make decisions based off of that, right? So that there's nothing in mind. There's nothing in mind that should be a surprise when you hear something.
I hear what you're saying, but I also hear what like Paul is asking. And you said us. So just thinking about us, yes, we do have that contract in place. But I just think about times where we come together about something and you and I may have a difference of opinion on what will happen.
Yep.
And sometimes I will default to your logic, and very rarely will King default to my emotions because I am emotionally driven and led. King is logically driven and led. So I will most likely default to King's logic over my emotion. And it's not because he's operating from a place of logic, whereas I would operate from a place of emotion. It's because I've placed him as the man, as the head of our household. So that is a heavy, heavy crown to wear. But he's, I trust you to handle all the good and bad that comes with wearing that crown.
And I'm okay with that. Let me be very clear on my side.
Go ahead, be clear.
Man. Because I'm in business as well, and I've operated projects as a project team lead, decisions should be made based off of like your RACI chart: responsible, accountable, consulted, informed. Ultimately, right, in a project, it's the business sponsor who is the one that makes the call. But in a relationship, who functions as the business sponsor? I think it is whoever you have deemed in that relationship as the fall person for the success or the failure of that relationship. And in this relationship, that's me.
So basically, the person who is willing to bear the brunt of things going wrong should be the one who does that. Now, in most traditional relationships, you are going to see that being the man. So, in answer to Paul's question, most traditional relationships, you're going to see that being the man. Is that the case in all situations? No, not at all. And we're not saying one way is right over the other.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying that you have to make that decision in your relationship. Who is going to be the person who bears the weight of the bad that comes in that relationship? We deemed it was King.
Shout out to my pops. Larry Smith is in the building. Said, hey, y'all, missed you guys last week. Good to tune in with you. Great show so far. I'm enjoying with a waving emoji. Hey, pops, thank you for tuning in. Hope you're doing all right down there, man. Hope the humidity's not kicking your butt. I think y'all are dealing with less temperature down where you're from, and that's good. We got Tarika in the building. What up, best mod on the land? Said, how are y'all doing today? You know what? We're good. I had a pretty interesting day today. Michelle's starting her first week, her first full week back in the classroom. And when I saw her today, she was glowing and smiling. You also had students that really complimented you today as well. So, good day. Good day.
Yeah, my students, I said something about me having started college 21 years ago. And two kids, I think they're freshmen, either freshmen or sophomores. They were like, they called me over and they're like, Miss Early, you started college 21 years ago? And I was like, yeah. That's when I, first went over to Bowie State. And they're like, I didn't know that. I didn't know you were like not that old in a mean way, but like I didn't know you were that age. I was like, how old did you think I was? And one flat out without a beat said 25. And the other one said, well, I thought you were like about to turn 30. And I was like, y'all get A's in this class. Like, yes. No, I will be 39. No, 39 on my next birthday.
No doubt. 39 and fine.
39 and fine. Hey.
Me throwing pimp lines while I rhyme. Ooh, bars.
Bars.
Now, the next thing that we have up here, another one that when you look at the way things can impact a relationship, especially around this topic, it's around supporting, not stifling.
Ooh.
And two biggest areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say your partner's dream takes them away from you, like a job opportunity or something that moves them across the country.
Baby, I'm packing my bags. We going.
Should you still support it?
I mean, if it's their dream, then yes. If it's a whim opportunity, and I think that there's a difference between
That's
a
where I was gonna
dream
go.
and a whim. If it's impulsive, like, put it this way, if I come up with something and I'm like, hey, babe, let's go do this, we should definitely not go do it. We should definitely not up and move. If I come to you and I'm like, oh my gosh, King, like I just saw this new opportunity. We can move to California and we can start our lives there. And we'll just see how it goes. We should totally do it. We should definitely not do it if I come up with it.
Like, oh my goodness.
That ADHD brain, definitely not. No way. 0 stars, would not recommend.
Even in your current situation?
Well, now that I'm taking medication for it, I am going to think about something a little bit more. Okay. I am. So there's going to be more logic that's going into things, a little less emotion. But like 3 weeks ago, Michelle, definitely would not recommend you jumping on that. But you, on the other hand, you're like that 10% may be whimsical and impulsive, and 90% is going to be logic. You thought about this, you know how it's going to work out. You've, weighed pros and cons and everything like that.
Okay. I've shared, maybe on my own personal platform, but maybe not on this platform, that I gave up an opportunity for a commission in the Air Force and the opportunity to play Division I football to get married by not taking an appointment going to the Air Force Academy. And how when my marriage was ending, one of the things that I snapped about was that missed opportunity. So my question to you and to the viewers, do you believe that some personal goals should be sacrificed for the sake of a relationship?
Some people are not going to like my answer to this. I do not believe that some personal goals should be sacrificed for the sake of a relationship. I think if you were looking at it as this is his dream, it doesn't involve me, or this is her dream, it doesn't involve me, I think you're looking at it very one sided.
Okay.
You have to be able to look past and see the potential that it holds. Like, this is the person that you say you love. The love shouldn't fade by the time they get their initial foot into their dream.
Okay. The love shouldn't fade.
I said shouldn't for a reason.
Oh, good choice of words, because I'm like, in between that time, there's a lot of temptation.
Well, so as I was saying that, I was thinking of Terry Crews, right?
Yes.
You remember, I think we were in the car listening to his story or
Yes.
an interview that he did or something, where he said that, you know, his wife took that chance. And I'm just like, if the love is already there, if the foundation of your relationship is already there, if you've already poured the concrete and cemented what you all are standing on, then it should be strong enough to support someone pursuing their dreams, knowing that they will come back and pull you with them, or that they'll initially take you with them in the first place.
Well, what advice do you have for that young couple? That young couple that they haven't quite solidified themselves yet. They're about, let's say, 18 months in, right? It's still budding, but it's solid, it's strong. But then something comes up that takes one couple away for 3 years. Do you say, hey, y'all do the long distance thing and make that work? Do you say, look, just break up because long distance relationships are hard? Or is there a mishmash of something in between that you would offer as advice to that couple? Which that scenario is a lot common.
In the military.
Even outside of the military, you could say like college age. That's a college age thing. You catch somebody who they're presented with an intern opportunity. They're going to school in Maryland. The intern position is in Texas.
I say go for the intern. And so I look at it like you have to think about what is good for the two of y'all. If you really want to build this relationship together, if you really think it's going to last and stand the test of time, then it will be able to withstand a little long distance. However, you need to lay the ground for what that time apart is going to look like. Like, okay, we live in Maryland, but you're going to Texas to take this internship. When are we going to see each other? Before you step foot on that plane or before you hop in your car to drive, we are going to map out times looking at your internship schedule. We're going to map out times where we are dedicating to spend with one another. It can be like 2 weekly video calls for dates during the week, and then maybe once a month one of us comes to see the other person in the state. So I come to Texas or you come to Maryland. And if money is an issue, then we gonna have to really up them FaceTimes.
You can read my mind.
Yes, because I knew it was coming. Then we gonna have to really up them FaceTimes, and maybe instead of once a month, maybe once a quarter, we still do that swapping thing. So, you know, we drive up once a quarter and we swap. One comes to Maryland, the other one goes to Texas. But you have to be intentional. I feel like the more distance is physically in between two people, the more intentional you have to be about the efforts that you're putting into that relationship.
That sounds exhausting.
Well, then you don't want to be in a relationship. Like, I'm not saying that to be funny, but I'm saying that to be real. If that sounds exhausting, then you don't want to be in a relationship. But by no means necessary should one forego the betterment of their future for another person.
Agreed. Part of the subject of what we're talking about in this episode is control. Control will manifest itself a little bit with insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
Is jealousy ever a sign of love, or is it always toxic?
I think so. You always say that you don't understand jealousy, you don't comprehend jealousy.
I also can't be with somebody that's jealous.
So it forced me to understand the difference between jealousy and envy.
Mm-hmm.
Jealousy is when you're like, I don't want my person to be with anyone else. I don't want my time with this person to belong to anyone else. That's what jealousy is. Whereas envy is you may see something that someone else has,
I want
and
what they have.
you want what they have. So is jealousy always toxic? I think if it prevents you from living a normal life, or it prevents that person from being able to live a life independent of you, then yes, it is toxic. Did that answer the question?
It did. When it comes to control and insecurities, what's your take on other people's passwords, your partner's passwords?
I don't. So
this seems to be controversial. I don't have an issue with it.
I don't have an issue with it. However, I can see why some people want that level of privacy. I also look at it like, if you really need that level of privacy, unless you work for something top secret, or you have um top secret clearance, I don't feel like you should have things that are that protected. Um like, that's just me personally. I don't think that there should be that division of things. So, like, it's not a secret that you work for the government, right?
Correct.
Excuse me. I think if you had top security clearance, so TSC, if you had top security clearance, then no, you should not ever give me the passwords to your things. I don't have the password to your laptop right now, or in general, nor do I want it, because that's like one more thing that I would have to store in my head. So I'm like, no, I don't want it. I don't need it. That's your job. You don't know the password to my work computer, because technically FCPS says I'm not supposed to share my password with anyone. So you don't know my password or anything like that. So like, I think when it comes to work stuff, it's understandable if you don't share it. But when it comes to the personal stuff, if you can remember all my passwords, good for you, baby, because it's a lot of them.
You know, that right there, that one seems to be a full-on topic where people talk about having access to your partner, your significant other's cell phone, which in your cell, these devices right here will tell on you good and bad.
Make and break relationships.
It will make
These
or
little
break
handheld
relationships.
Things can make and break relationships.
I'll raise my hand. I have never had an issue with my significant other having access to my devices. I do have an issue with said access to those devices, and then you come at me about what is seen or said, because to me that right there, it's like what I have in the device, knowing you have access to it, I'm not going to say anything that I wouldn't say to you, or that I don't want you to know. There are some things where if it's a private conversation, like here, I'll raise my hand and say this. There have been private conversations where somebody has wanted to say something in private to me, to discuss with me about what they've got going on and some things like that. And I have deleted what was said out of respect for that specific thing. Right? Because that's something that was said in private. I was asked if it was okay to be said, and then out of respect, I've deleted what was said. I don't see an issue with that. Do you have an issue with that? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
I don't have an issue with that. I was just gonna say, I don't keep secrets from you. There was only one time in the 3 years that we've known each other where I kept something from you, and it's because the person asked me to not tell anyone. And because of what it was, and because, we're islanders, and our belief in, not sharing that type of information before a certain time, I was like, bet I'm gonna respect it, and I didn't tell you. And then we got around that person, and she spilled the beans herself, and I was like, is it okay for me to tell him? And she's like, oh yeah, I thought you were going to. And I'm like, no, you told me not to tell anyone. So I didn't tell anyone. But no, I totally respect that. Totally respect it. Totally understand it.
When it comes to commitment without change, regarding access, sharing locations.
Like, do I have a problem with sharing locations?
Yep.
I share mine with you.
Do I share mine with you?
No, but I've also never asked for it.
Why not?
Because I'll just ask you.
Should couples have to share their locations with their significant others?
Ooh,
What are
that's a
y'all
question
take
for
on that?
y'all. Should couples have to share their location with one another? Hmm.
I don't know how to bring this next point up.
Just say it. But no, seriously, we do want you to answer. Should couples have to share their location with one another?
What's the point of a long-term relationship?
Depends on who you ask.
Michelle, what's the point of a long-term relationship for you?
For me, to build a life with someone.
Why is that important to you? Why is that a thing you want to do?
Because I want to wake up next to the love of my life for the rest of my life.
Very specific question. You've had loves of your lives in the past before me.
No, I've had people I loved before you.
You have never uttered the words, "You are the love of my life," to any of your previous relationships.
Actually, I don't know that answer.
Fair. Fair.
So because I don't know, we'll go with I probably did.
Okay. So what's the point of a long-term relationship?
I think to build with someone, right? Like we don't want to be alone. We want to have that companion for life. We want to have someone that we are building a future for and with.
Okay.
What would you say? What's the purpose of a long-term relationship?
I think it's practical. I think that look, y'all,
I wasn't expecting that.
I'm like Spock from Star Trek. I look at things as logical and illogical. And in a scenario where you get it right, having a long-term relationship can multiply what you have going on in your lifetime, assuming you get it right. Mm-hmm. If you get it wrong, you can build and build and build, and then that house of cards come crumbling down the moment somebody says, "I'm not happy." And that's a risk that you take. But I would prefer having a successful long-term relationship over going solo because I think it's practical. Notice to me, I said nothing about love. I said nothing about love. Now, is it great where you can do it with somebody long term and y'all both wholeheartedly support each other through everything? Oh, absolutely. I would say if you can get that, go for it. So yeah, that's what I think that the point is. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is some people look at relationships as giving up a bit of that control to somebody else. But I'll say I don't see a problem with that. I had a medical appointment today. It wasn't the best news, but it also wasn't horrible news either. You asked me a couple of weeks ago, what do I see as a benefit from you coming from you in this relationship? And y'all, my answer was this.
It was so romantic. Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. Grab your tissue for this oh so romantic answer. Go, King.
I said, I will likely live longer with you in my life. And what did I mean by that? I don't make the best decisions when it comes to things that I should and shouldn't do, shouldn't eat, whatever. And Michelle is one that cares about the things that I should and shouldn't be doing. And she has stated because she wants to live a long, healthy life with me. And I am thankful.
So I need him a lot for it. Like it's from a purely selfish point of view.
Selfish standpoint. So yeah. I do believe that you do give up a little bit of control when it comes to being in a relationship, but I don't see that being an issue. Paul Bennett over on, I think, YouTube said, both my wife and I have our Find My turned on each other's iPhones. and we both have iPhones. I have the location of Michelle
My air tags.
Castle and a homie of mine that works the nightlife in case, something happens.
Yeah.
Let's
and
see.
I have the location of my niece and my air tags.
I was about to say which one, but then it made sense. Let's see. Agree or disagree? Women who earn more money than men oppose the one pot mindset.
Agree. 1000%.
I think it's like if you were to poll 10 people in a room, it's like 9 versus 1 for that one. So about 90% would oppose the one pot if she were a woman that made more money than the man.
Yet I wonder if it's the same because it's 2025. So while I do say agree, I wonder if it's the same if the money earned came from content creation. So if the woman earns more because she's a content creator and it's like family content creation, but like she's the head of it, I wonder if it's still that same thing where they don't believe in one pot because it's kind of like a family collaboration type thing at a point. Like we know people who do content creation and just based off of lifestyle, I would say I think the wife earns more, but something tells me, and I don't know for sure, something tells me in that particular relationship that they are very much one pot.
Yes. I know who you're talking about, and I agree. I think so.
Yeah.
The last point that we have here before we wrap up the show and wrap up season 2.
Y'all, I'll tell you about the seasons in a second.
Thriving, not just surviving. Is it better to struggle together through hard times or separate until both people are stable?
I don't know. I'm torn on this. Like, I can't easily answer this question because I look at our economy and I think that there are some benefits that come for a married couple, and there's some benefits that just like open up when you combine two incomes together. So like in the county where we live, right, $1,000 rent, so each of us paying $1,000 in rent, we can't get a lot. However, together $2,000 in rent can get us a lot of something that we can share together. So I don't know. I'm kind of like, let's do that little struggle together, baby. You and me against the world.
Boom.
Boom.
I'm going to agree with your answer, but I'm going to give a different perspective to it. For me, if you are willing to struggle together with somebody, in my opinion, that willingness to do it. Hold on. Actually, before I finish, Paul, I don't know why the bot tried to get you because I thought that I had this turned off. The stop spamming all caps. That don't worry about that, Paul. I'll fix that for the next live stream because he put hashtag struggle love.
The robot was like, we don't believe that this is a real person. It is.
Yeah, just don't test the robot again because I think the robot does have automatic banning privileges. I will fix that at the end of this live stream.
I live my life in all caps. I'm kidding.
So my bad. But I think that if you're willing to do that, like if you're willing to meet somebody where they're at, like I'm gonna say this, I'm not gonna talk about it being struggle. If you're willing to meet somebody where they're at and you're comfortable with that and you're willing to work through that, then that tells me that you not only love that person, but you respect that person. And if there aren't any insecurities about that, you can just be your authentic selves without having to worry about, am I enough? And I think that that's where a lot of people get it wrong. For example, real life scenario. After my divorce, it was difficult for me to rub 2 nickels together. And I was doing broke dating when I had no business doing that. When Michelle met me, If I was insecure about where I was at and what I was doing, I was on my come up at that point. But I still didn't have my own place. I'm an almost 40-something-year-old person who did not have their own place. And as somebody that was 40 years old, when you hear people talk about like over the age of 35, if you are a man in the Maryland area, it's make a certain amount of money, have your own place. It was 50-50 on if you needed to have your own car or not, right? Like it just depended on the type of person that you were trying to attract or the person that you were trying to be with. If that was a big thing for her, like, ooh, I see this person, but he ain't got his own place, then her and I wouldn't have worked out. And it was what it was. Could I have afforded my own place at that point? Yes. It would have been, I would have been able to hit some financial goals that I've been able to make with with how my living arrangement is now. But I wasn't insecure about that. And Michelle met me where I was at. And she did not, that wasn't a disrespectful thing or something that she would like throw in my face later on when something came up and, well, you ain't got your own place. Boy, bye. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's some of the common things that you see that occur or that you see out there with people that are in relationships. So when it comes to thriving together and not just surviving, yes, if you meet somebody with where they're at in life and you can respect that, then I think that y'all can do things together in a way that when you get to where you want to be, you can remember those times and recall like where you came from and appreciate the other person for being there through everything.
I agree.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Okay. That was the end of our questions.
Oh, that was the end?
It was the end of our questions.
Oh, dang it. And I just closed something.
What'd you just close?
On mine.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So, question for you. What is one way, and this is for anyone, whether you're watching it live or you're catching the replay later, what is one way your partner has supported your personal growth? So King told the story about how he had an opportunity to go to the Air Force Academy. And again, I'm not military, but I know that I have a student this year who just went off to the Air Force Academy. And like, it's a big thing. It's a really, really big deal. And had he gone up to the Air Force Academy, he would have had like all these millions of opportunities. And the reality is our paths may not have led to one another.
Correct.
However, had he gone that way, he also may not have his child, because I don't know. I'm speculating at this point. I don't know if your ex-wife would have waited.
Oh, I don't know if I would have waited. That's the thing. I don't know if I would have waited.
Because that would have been, what, 4 years? Maybe 5 years?
5 years total. Yep, because I would have had to do like 9 months at the prep school and then 4 years at the academy.
Yeah, so would you, like, your mind may have changed. And I think that that's something that some people fear, that if they put in that, you know, that separation, that weight of pursuing individual personal goals, that the other person may not wait, or their real fear is that they may change their mind in a couple of years.
What's funny is that I know for a fact it would have worked out, not because of her, but because of me. But the type of person that I was then, I might have gaslit her to make it seem like it was more her fault than mine. Like I would have tried to like, well, you know, we can do the long distance thing, but then I get over there and then I just don't want to do the long distance thing. And I would have tried to make her break up with me. That was the young me. I wasn't the mature man that y'all see sitting on this couch today. I'll just be honest about that.
Thank God for maturity.
No doubt. All right. Well, we need to wrap up because 7:55 is our new stopping point. So we have 5 minutes.
Okay. So there was something that was said earlier that I said I wanted to comment on.
Which one?
I don't know. I don't remember what it was.
You're scrolling.
I'm trying to.
You want me to do it?
No, I got it.
You
I
got
just don't
this?
remember what it was. Man, I don't remember.
It's okay.
Comes and goes.
That's all right. So we're wrapping up season 2.
Oh, that's what I was going to talk about, the season. So we post our shows on Spotify, and on Spotify, it breaks it down into seasons. And last week's episode was listed as season 2, episode 32. I'm sorry, 31. So then this would be season 2, episode 32. And I said to Kings, well, since we're taking a break next week, and when we come back, we'll be joining USWTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio. How about we just start that as a fresh new season? So we will have some changes going forward with just like the names and stuff. So when we come back on Monday, September the 8th, which is the second Monday in September, we will be beginning season 3. And that will be our whole new joint venue with WTF Nation Radio. So we'll be joining with them. We're still the same people. We're still the same time, all that good stuff. We'll just be joined in with them as well. So we'll be starting season 3 over there. And then we're going to do things kind of like any other podcast. We'll run a season until December. And then in the new year, we'll come back with like season 4. And then we'll run it until sometime in the summer. And then we'll pause. And then at the beginning of the school year, so around like September-ish, we'll come back with the next season, and we'll just keep that going. So we'll run 2 seasons a year. Seasons are not going to have equity as far as the equality as far as the number of episodes, but the content will be just as amazing. It'll be just as wonderful because we'll both be here and still be loving on my man. Oh, thank you. So yeah. That's what I was going to talk about.
All right. Now, if there's a like button on the platform, do us a favor. Hit that like button. We did not advance on the America's Favorite Couple. I don't remember if we announced that last week because I think we were still in the running last week.
Yeah, we were still in it last week.
Yeah, so we did not advance to the semifinal round.
We didn't advance beyond the semifinal.
We did not advance beyond the semifinal round. But you know what? It was still fun. It was still cool seeing the support that we had. People that would send the text messages and said, hey, we voted. That was very dope. So to the people that did go and vote daily, those that also donated as well for the cause, thank you.
And don't forget to file that on your income taxes, because if you donated money, it is tax deductible because you donated to a charity. And you were right. We didn't advance to the semis. We were in the quarterfinals. But yeah, so if you donated money, tax return.
File that joint on your taxes. To the people that are watching over on Perry Productions page, thank y'all as well. Don't forget to hit that like button, share it. If you want to come on the show, we are going to have call-ins where we're curious to hear about your relationship, good or bad. Come and chop it up with us. We are going to have call-in shows, so be on the lookout for that. I'm King.
I'm Michelle.
And this is the last time that I get to kiss
a 38-year-old
woman. On air, because it won't be the last time this week before your birthday.
Yeah.
No doubt. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're out. Peace.